Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how to re-attract her by walking away. So the first thing that I want to do is I just want to read out a quote to you that I heard from Dr. Wayne Dyer. I don't know if he actually created this quote, but it's something that I heard him say. And that is, we love the things we love for what they are. So basically, what this means is that sometimes if you truly love someone, that you need to let them go. And it's a kind of like a cliche thing, and it's something that you hear all the time. But the thing is with cliches, if it's a cliche, then it's probably true. Because if it's something that people are always saying, then there's probably some truth within it. So if she has gone from your life and she's not interested in you anymore, or perhaps she was someone who wasn't very interested in you to begin with and friend zoned you, you have to basically accept the reality of what she is. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to tolerate it. It doesn't mean that you have to continue being in her life. But obviously, this video is about walking away. So I'm not suggesting that you try and stay in her life in any way or shape or form. Because if you're trying to find a romantic relationship, then you need to state that truth to yourself and be like, well, I'm not going to hang around with women who I'm interested in, but they're not interested in me. I'm going to go out and find myself a woman that likes me and I like her. That's the idea. So, but the thing is that you've got to let that girl who has perhaps not been interested in you or has lost attraction for you, you've got to let her go. And you've got to, send them love and be on your way, basically. You have to let these people go. So you can actually find someone who you are supposed to be with and who actually wants to be with you as well. So the next thing I want to talk about is we value things that are scarce or in limited supply. So once you walk away from a woman or you go into no contact with her, and it's the same, I guess, for women as well, if you decide to go into a no contact period or you walk away from a man, it's the same rules sort of apply. So obviously if this woman is still attracted to you and still likes you in some way, once you walk away from her or you go into a no contact period with her, eventually she will reach out to you if she actually still cares about you and still loves you and still has that underlying attraction for you that she can't help herself. She has to be around you because she can't help but feel that attraction for you. Like if she does feel that, then once you walk away, she will come back. Because once she realizes that you're gone, that you're in limited supply, that you're scarce, that you're no longer talking to her as much, you're no longer reaching out to her, you're no longer giving her your attention, then when she hasn't seen you in a while, when she hasn't heard from you in a while, she's going to wonder about you and she's going to start seeking your attention because you are in now limited supply. Now, when you start dating someone, I believe that you should be sort of limited in the time that you spend with the people that you're dating to begin with anyway. Like you shouldn't be, when you're dating a girl, you shouldn't be messaging her every single day and things like that, unless she's doing the same as well. Like if she's only responding to you, every couple of days, then you need to match and mirror her behavior basically. And, avoid trying to get to know each other through online messaging and stuff like that. And instead, aim to try and get to know her on an actual date when you actually meet up and you're in each other's physical presence. And then limit the contact that you have with her in between those days when you're actually together, when you're actually in each other's physical presence. And again, being in limited supply in this way is going to make her curious about you. So that's just a little dating tip. If you do start going back out into the dating world or if you start redating this girl. So how can you come across as someone who is scarce, as someone who is in limited supply? And I believe the best way to do this is to become actually genuinely busy in your life. Because if you're spending a lot of time, on your phone or online messengers and things like that, trying to get in contact with this girl or whatever it may be, perhaps you're just online in general. I feel like you need to be genuinely busy doing things that are really compelling to you. So it could be working on passion projects, it could be some kind of like creative endeavor, it could be working on, some hobbies of yours, it could be hanging out with friends, connecting with family, doing those sorts of things. It could be working, you need to become genuinely busy in your life and try to be someone who has quite a full schedule. So when you do go out on a date with someone and when you do have time to reply to someone and message someone back, you've got a small window basically to do these things. So people will then start to value you more. And this is not just for romantic relationships as well. It's like friendships too. Like if someone really wants to hang out with you, and let's say you only got like one free evening a week, then they're going to be fighting for your time. They're going to really want to talk to you and hang out with you. And it's the same, obviously, as well when you're dating. Like if you've only got like one evening a week where you're free, you're gonna come across as someone who is much more scarce, someone who has time in limited supply, and therefore the girls that you date will be fighting for your attention because you're busy and you've actually got things that you're doing in your life. And now the key word here is to become genuinely busy, not pretending that you're busy, not just ignoring your phone and just pretending. But even though that can help to a degree, because there's no integrity there and you are, not actually genuinely busy, I don't think it's the best method. But if it's all you've got, then fine. But I feel like if you're creative enough, if you're really thinking about it enough, you will find ways to fill up your time with interesting things that please you. And the point is that you want to be following your curiosity. You want to be doing things that make you genuinely happy, that make you, genuine things that you're genuinely curious about. And basically, if you're trying to reattract someone and you start behaving in this way, you start doing these things, you become a little bit more ambitious, you become a little bit more passionate about what your projects are, then she'll be able to sense some kind of change in you, this girl that you're trying to reattract. She'll think, oh, they've changed. They're starting to do something differently. They're actually starting to do, things that they really care about. Like they were telling me, a few months ago that they really wanted to get back into doing art. And now they're actually doing it. And they're actually living by what they're living by their passions. They'll be thinking something like this. I mean, it might not be exactly that, but they'll be curious because they're like, whoa, you changed. You've just changed a lot. You're not the person who I thought you were. This is quite interesting. I kind of want to know more information about that. And if she cares about you and she's still attracted to you, once you start doing these things, she will get curious and she will start reaching out to you more. But essentially, what I'm trying to suggest here is that you must become more respectful towards yourself as well. You must decide that I'm going to live my life the way that I want to live my life, and I want to live my life in a way that I enjoy. And that's, creates a strong self-respect for yourself. Like if you have something that you want to do, like a hobby, or it could be like some kind of side project, or it could be a side hustle, you want to make more money and when it comes to the thing that you want to do. And by the way, if you are interested in hearing about how to do these sorts of things and you're interested in personal development, then I highly recommend that you watch my newer channel, which is just simply called Christine, where I talk about personal development ideas. And you can find that in this card up here. And being respectful towards yourself is not only just working and things that you love and trying to create a life that you love, but also I wrote a quote basically that, kind of the kind of energy that you need to start exuding, and something that you need to really integrate into your brain and your soul is, I deserve to be with a woman who is interested in me. Right? That's something you need to start really believing in yourself. You really need to start integrating that belief into your life and thinking about that. Because if you are trying to if you're, let's say, when a girl rejects you, you start messaging her, you're trying to convince her to change her mind, or you might beg, or you might plead. You need to realize that if you do that, you're not respecting yourself. You're trying to get back with someone who doesn't want you. And you want to be with someone who does want you, because that just makes life a lot nicer, basically. Like if you're with someone who doesn't actually want to be there, then that just is really bad for yourself. Like, it's not a good idea to be trying to spend your time with someone who doesn't actually want to be there. You want to be with someone who wants to be with there. You want to be with a woman who wants to be with you. That's the idea. You should be always trying to search for the woman who actually cares, that actually wants to be there, and stop focusing your attention on these women that have rejected you or put you in friend zone or no longer want to be with you, who have dumped you. You need to find someone who doesn't want to do that. You have to find someone who wants to be with you. So another thing is that you've got to have emotional restraint to not contact her, because if you're really trying to attract her, then you need to go into some kind of no contact period and you need to walk away from her. Because if she's said to you that she doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, or she no longer wants a relationship with you, you have to respect her decision and decide that I'm no longer going to contact her, because she's not going to give me what I want. She's not interested in me. And that's fair enough, because I don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with me, and she's absolutely free to feel that she doesn't want to be with me anymore. That's up to her. If that's how she feels, then that's how she feels. but I want to be with someone who does want to be with me. And therefore, I should not be trying to contact her. I should not be trying to convince her to be with me again. I shouldn't be trying to play any kind of manipulative games with her to try and get her to fall back in love with me. I need to let her go. I need to walk away. And if she cares and if she still wants to be with me, eventually she will reach out to me. But I deserve to be with a woman who wants me. And I've got to have emotional restraint to not contact and go back on my thoughts and what I've decided I'm going to do, because I decided I'm going to walk away. I decided I'm going to do no contact. And if I go back on that, I'm showing no emotional restraint, not only with her, but with myself, and that's only going to lower my self-esteem and my self-respect. So obviously, though, I'm not going to denounce that these kinds of things, this kind of experience is a great one. You know, it's one that does go. It is an experience that obviously is not nice. Doesn't feel great when you realize that, hey, I may have lost a girl that I was interested in and she's not interested in me. You know, it can be a difficult situation to go through. But, you know, sometimes it's good to use that energy in a creative way, because a lot of people use that kind of energy, the heartbreak energy, to go into things that are not good for them. It comes out in very destructive ways. So I would say, you know, if you're going through a lot of pain and you feel a lot of turmoil, try and transmute that into some kind of creative endeavor, like if you're an artist or something, or perhaps you're a musician. You know, try and use that kind of negativity in a way that creates something positive. It could be a project that you're working on, perhaps putting all of that energy and transmuting that energy into that project. And don't use it in a destructive way, because a lot of people, when they go through a breakup or something like that, they start to do really strange things, like they change their entire wardrobe, they get a new hairstyle, they go out drinking or something like that. Or they do have other destructive habits like overeating and, you know, making them feel negative by listening to, like, you know, hundreds of thousands of sad songs and stuff like that, and just making themselves feel miserable. But instead, use that energy for something that's more positive. Use your pain as a fuel to, you know, perhaps you go extra hard at the gym, you know, you get your frustrating out there. Perhaps you use that emotional pain to, you know, create something beautiful. You know, try and use that energy for a more constructive way rather than a destructive way. And we all have the power to do this. And once you start doing these things and you've walked away, if she loves you, if she still cares about you, if she's still into you, basically, she will come back and you will re-attract her. But you have to really walk away and let go first in order for that to happen. If you're, you know, counting down the days and you're crossing the days off the calendar and you're thinking, I wonder if enough time has gone by yet, should I message her? You're just not there yet. You need more time, and you need to basically maybe rewatch this video a couple of times so it gets integrated in you. Remember that quote that I read out to you? And it's like, I deserve to be with a woman who is interested in me. You know, repeat that to yourself. I deserve to be with a woman who is interested in me. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you would like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye.